Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Atha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Parans Hagana Lalita Shivishikam Vitam Sya Om Jnana Timarandasya Yanajana Shilakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Urva Bhistam Supurakam Gurganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samastavena Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanagam Govinda Bidamujwalam Varika Govinda Bidamujwalam Varatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishagurun Shah Devyat Bhagavat Prem Nawe Bijapranam Devam Divyatanum Suchanda Varanam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sareka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Mandetam Shuvaram Mareka Shananam Yashishvara Sridharam Vanshikopatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevasha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Madhya-lila chapter 17, the Lord travels to Vrindaban. Okay. This is verse number 82. Ematanana suke prabhu aila kashi mudhyana snana koila manikarnikaya ashi. Finally the Lord arrived with great happiness at the holy place called Kashi. There he took his bath in the bathing ghat known as Manikarnika. Kashi is another name for Varanashi or Benares. It has been a place of pilgrimage since time immemorial. Two rivers named Asi and Varuna merge there. Manikarnika is famous because, according to the opinion of great personalities, a bejeweled earring fell from the ear of Lord Vishnu. According to some, it fell from the ear of Lord Shiva. The word Mani means jewel and Karnika means from the ear. According to some, Lord Vishwanath is the great physician who cures the disease of material existence by delivering a person through the ear, which receives the vibration of the holy name of Lord Rama. Because of this holy place is called Manikarnika. It is said that there is no better place than where the river Ganges flows. And the bathing ghat, known as Manikarnika, is especially sanctified because it is very dear to Lord Vishwanath. In the Kashikanda it is said, Samsare Chintamanir Atriyasmat Tarakam Sajjana Karnikayam Shivo Bidate Saha Sandakale Tadgiyate So Manikarniketi Mukti Lakshmi Mahapita Manis Tats Charanab Jayal Karnikeyam Tata Prahuryam Jana Manikarnikam. According to this passage from the Kashikanda, one who gives up his body at Manikarnika is liberated simply by remembering Lord Shiva's name. Sekale Tapan Mishra Kore Gangasnan Prabhudeki Hoilatara Kichu Vishmogyan. At that time, Tapan Mishra was taking his bath in the Ganges, and he was astonished to see the Lord there. Purveshuni Jachi Prabhu Karya Chen Sanyas Nischoy Koriya Hoila Ridoye Ulas. Tapan Mishra then began to think, I have heard that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has accepted the renounced order. Thinking this, Tapan Mishra became very jubilant within his heart. Prabhu Charan Dori Konana Rodan, Prabhu Tare Utaya Koila Alingan. He then clasped the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to cry. The Lord raised him up and embraced him. So Mahaprabhu, one time when he was a householder, he went to East Bengal, and Tapan Mishra had a dream where a Brahman told him to go meet Mahaprabhu. So he went and met Mahaprabhu. At that time, Tapan Mishra was trying to understand how he could engage himself in spiritual life. So when he approached Mahaprabhu, he approached Mahaprabhu and he accepted like initiation from Mahaprabhu. But then it was very strange. Although Mahaprabhu was living in Navadip, Mahaprabhu told him to go to Varanashi, to Benares, which is far away, and mostly people living there are impersonalists. But Mahaprabhu sent him there, and now we see that Mahaprabhu shows up where Tapan Mishra is living, where he's there just by chance, happens to be in the Ganga bathing when Mahaprabhu arrives. And that Tapan Mishra, his son was called Raghunath, and then Tapan Mishra's son became Raghunath Das Goswami, one of the Goswamis in Vrindaban. But Mahaprabhu sent him to Kashi. No, we could not understand why, but now we see there's some purpose, because the Lord went to Varanashi and he's meeting Tapan Mishra there. So Tapan Mishra was taking his bath in the Ganges, and he was astonished to see the Lord there. Tapan Mishra then began to think, I have heard that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has accepted sannyas. Thinking this, Tapan Mishra became very jubilant within his heart. He then clasped the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to cry. The Lord raised him up and embraced him. Prabhu loya gela vishveshvara darshane tabayashe deke bindu madhavacharane. Tapan Mishra then took Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to visit the temple of Vishveshvara. Coming from there, they saw the lotus feet of Lord Bindu Madhava. The Bindu Madhava temple is the oldest Vishnu temple in Varanashi. At present, this temple is known as Vaini Madhava, and it is situated on the banks of the Ganges. Formerly, 5 rivers converged there, and they were named Dutapapa, Kirana, Saraswati, Ganga, and Jamuna. Now only the river Ganges is visible. The old temple of Bindu Madhava, which was visited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was later dismantled by Aurangzeb, the great Hindu-hating emperor of the Mughal dynasty. He was a Muslim dynasty. In the place of this temple, he constructed a big masjid, or mosque. Later, another temple was constructed by the side of the mosque, and this temple is still existing. In the time of Bindu Madhava, there are deities of 4-handed Narayan and the goddess Lakshmi. In front of these deities is a column of Sri Garuda, and along the side are deities of Lord Rama, Sita, Lakshman, and Sri Hanumanji. In the province of Maharashtra is a state known as Shatara. During the time of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the native prince belonged to the Vaishnava cult. Being a Brahmin, he took charge of worshipping the deity. He was known as Srimanta Balasaheb Panta Maharaj. The state still bears the expenditure for temple maintenance. The first king in this dynasty to take charge of worship in the temple 200 years ago was Maharaj Jagat Jivan Rao Sahib. Garilaya Aila Prabhu Ke Anandita Haya Seva Kore Nritya Kore Vastra Udaya. With great pleasure, Tapan Mishra brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his home and rendered service unto him. Indeed, He began to dance, waving his cloth. Prabhur Charanodaka Savam She Koilapan Bhattacharya Puja Koila Korea Saman. He washed the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and afterwards he and his whole family drank the wash water. He also worshipped Balabhadra Bhattacharya and showed him respect. And Balabhadra's Mahaprabhu's servant when he's traveling to Vrindaban. Prabhure Nimantran Kore Gore Bekadila Balabhadra Bhattacharya Paka Koraila. Tapan Mishra invited Mahaprabhu to take lunch at his home, and he had Balabhadra Bhattacharya cook. While at Varanashi, Benares, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at the house of Tapan Mishra. Bika Kore Mahaprabhu Korela Shayan Mishra Putra Raghu Kore Parasamvahan. When Mahaprabhu took his rest after lunch, the son of Tapan Mishra named Raghu used to massage his legs. So that Raghu is Raghunath, and he became Raghunath Das Goswami. But at this time, he's just a young boy. When Mahaprabhu took his rest after lunch, the son of Tapan Mishra named Raghu used to massage his legs. Prabhu Sri Shana Mishra Savam Shekaila Prabhu Aila Shuni Chandrashekhar Aila. The remnants of food left by Mahaprabhu were taken by the whole family of Tapan Mishra. When the news spread that the Lord had come, Chandrashekhar came to see him. Mishvara Sakateho Prabhur Purvadash Vaidya Jati Likana Britti Varanashi Bas. Chandrashekhar happened to be a friend of Tapan Mishra, and he was long known to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his servant. He was a physician by caste, and by profession he was a clerk. At the time he was living in Varanashi. Ashi Prabhupada Bhadi Korana Rodan Prabhu Utitare Kripaya Koila Alingan. When Chandrashekhar came there, he fell down before the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to cry. The Lord, standing up, embraced him out of his causeless mercy. Chandrashekhara Kohe Prabhu Bora Kripa Koila Apane Asiya Britye Darshana Dila. Chandrashekhar said, "My dear Lord, you have bestowed your causeless mercy upon me because I'm your old servant. Indeed, you have come here personally to give me your darshan." So Chandrashekhar is seeing the Lord in Varanashi. Apana Prarabde Vashi Varanashi Stane Maya Brahma Shabda Bina Nahi Shunikane. Due to my past deeds, I am residing at Varanashi, but here I do not hear anything but the words Maya and Brahman. So as I said, it was surprising that Mahaprabhu sent Tapan Mishra to live, because Mahaprabhu was living at the time in Navadip. And as Chandrashekhar says, here all I ever hear is Maya and Brahman, because the only people who live there are Mayavadis, and all they talk about is Maya and about becoming one with Brahman. So it doesn't. So Chandrashekhar is saying, there's no devotees here. All I ever hear is, he says, due to my past deeds, I live here. But I do not hear anything but the words Maya and Brahman. And that's why it was surprising that Mahaprabhu sent Tapan Mishra there. But later they would convert everyone in Varanashi to become devotees. Shadarshana Vyakya Bina Kata Nahi Eka Mishra Kripa Kore More Shunaina Krishna Kata. Chandrashekhar continued, there is no talk at Varanashi other than discussions on the 6 philosophical theses. Nonetheless, Tapan Mishra has been very kind to me, for he speaks about topics relating to Lord Krishna. He always speaks Krishna Katha, but from the other people around here, all you ever hear is about the 6 different philosophical systems, which are Vaisheshika, Nyaya, Yoga, Shankya, Karma Mimamsha, and then Vedanta. But all this is impersonal. So he's saying, I don't except I'm fortunate that I know Tapan Mishra, because he speaks some Krishna Katha, but nobody else around here does. No, he says, Nirantara duhe chinti tomara charan sarvagya ishvara tumi diladarshan. My dear Lord, we too think of your lotus feet incessantly. Although you are the omniscient Supreme Personality of Godhead, you have granted us your darshan. So they said, we're very fortunate you've come here. We don't have any association with devotees, just the 2 of us. And then, of course, Tapan Mishra has a son also, but they're just saying that all we ever hear them talk about is Maya and Brahman. So, Mishra Kohe Prabhu Jabat Kashite Rahiba Mora Nimantrana Bina Anyan Na Maniba. Skip this verse. Shuni Mahaprabhu Jaban Sri Vrindavane Dinakata Rohitara Britya Duijane Mishra Kohe Prabhu Jabat Kashite Rohiba Morani Mantrana Bina Anyana Maniba. My Lord, I have heard that you are going to Vrindaban. Please stay here at Varanashi for some days and deliver us, for we are your 2 servants. Tapan Mishra then said, my dear Lord, as long as you stay at Varanashi, please do not accept any invitation other than mine. So Mahaprabhu did that. He'd only stay and eat at Tapan Mishra's house. Emata Mahaprabhu Dui Brityera Bashe Icha Nahi Tabu Tata Rahila Dinadashe. Even though he had not made such a plan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained for 10 days at Varanashi, being obligated by the request of his 2 servants. Maharashtriya Vipra Ashe Prabhu Dekibare Prabhura Rupa Prema Deki Hoy Chamatkare. At Varanashi there was a Maharashtriyan brahman who used to come daily to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This brahman was simply astonished to see the Lord's personal beauty and ecstatic love for Krishna. Vipra sab nimantrana Prabhu nahimane Prabhu kohe ajimora hoyache nimantrane. When the Brahmins of Varanashi would invite Mahaprabhu to lunch, the Lord would not accept their invitation. He would reply, I have already been invited somewhere else. Emata pratidin korana banchan sanyasira sangabaye namanena nimantran. Every day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused their invitations because he feared associating with Mayavadi sannyasis. Prakashananda Shripad Sahate Vishya Vedanta Padaya Bahu Sishya Gana Loya Prakashananda Shripad Sabate Vashya Vedanta Padana Bahu Sishya Gana Loya. There was a great Mayavadi sannyasi named Prakashananda Saraswati who used to teach Vedanta philosophy to a great assembly of followers. So this is Prakashananda Saraswati. He's the leader of the Mayavadi. He's a Mayavadi sannyasi, and he's the leader of the Mayavadis. So then Mahaprabhu will convert all of them. He'll convert them. So this is in Ekvipradeki Aila Prabhur Vyavahar Prakashanandage Kohe Charitra Tahar. A Brahman who saw the wonderful behavior of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Prakashananda Saraswati and described the Lord's characteristics. Ek sannyasi aila Jagannath hoite tahara mahima pratapa na parivarnite. The Brahman told Prakashananda Saraswati, there is a sannyasi who has come from Jagannath Puri, and I cannot describe his wonderful influence and glories. Sakala dekiye tate adbhuta katan prakanda sharira shuddha kanchana varan. Everything is wonderful about this sannyasi, about that sannyasi. He has a very well-built and luxuriant body, and his complexion is like purified gold. So now this person who knows Mahaprabhu is describing him to Prakashananda Saraswati, who's the sannyasi leader of all the Mayavadis there. And he says, when Brahman sannyasi has come to town, he comes from Jagannath Puri, and he has very wonderful qualities. Everything is wonderful about this sannyasi. He has a very well-built body and luxuriant, very well-built and luxuriant body, and his complexion is like purified gold. So he's describing Mahaprabhu, this one person who's a Brahman. He's met Mahaprabhu and he glorifies him to Prakashananda Saraswati, who's the Mayavadi leader of the sannyasis there, Mayavadi sannyasis. Ajanu Lambita Bhuja Kamala Nayan Jatakichu Ishvarer Sarva Sadlakan. He has arms that extend to his knees, and his eyes are like the petals of a lotus. In his person are all the transcendental symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's glorifying the Prakashananda Saraswati Mahaprabhu. Tahadeke Gyana Hoy E Narayan Jaitare Deke Kore Krishna Sankirtan. When one sees all these features, one takes him to be Narayan himself. Whoever sees him immediately begins to chant the holy name of Krishna. So he's glorifying Mahaprabhu to Prakashananda Saraswati. Mahabhagavat Lakan Shuni Mahabhagavate Esab Lakana Prakata Dekiye Tahate. We have heard about the symptoms of a first-class devotee in Srimad Bhagavatam, and all those symptoms are manifest in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yirantara Krishnanam Jiva Taragai Duinitya Ashubhahe Ganga Danga Dara Prai. His tongue is always chanting the holy name of Krishna, and from his eyes tears incessantly fall like the flowing Ganges. His tongue is always chanting the holy name of Krishna, and from his eyes, tears incessantly fall like the flowing Ganges. So it's very beautiful, and he's always chanting Krishna Nam, and from his eyes so many tears are falling like rain. Kate nache hashe gai, koreye krandan, kane hum kara kore, simera karjan. Sometimes he dances, laughs, sings, and cries, and sometimes he roars like a lion. Jagat Mangala Ishwar, Jagat Mangala Tara, Krishna Chaityanam, Nama Rupa Gunatare, Sabat Anupam, Jagat Mangalatara, Krishna Chaitanya Nam, Nama Rupa Gunaya, Tara Saba Anupam. His name, Krishna Chaitanya, is all auspicious for the Lord. His name, Krishna Chaitanya, is all auspicious for the world. Everything about him, his name, form, and qualities, is unparalleled. So he's glorious. This Brahman is very much a devotee of Mahaprabhu. Dekile se janitara ishvara riti alukika kata shuni ke kore pratiti. Simply by seeing him, one understands that he possesses all the characteristics of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such characteristics are certainly uncommon. Who will believe it? Shunya Prakashananda Bahut Koila Vipre Upahasa Kori Kahite Lagila. Prakashananda Saraswati laughed very much to hear this description. Joking and laughing at the Brahman, he began to speak as follows. Shuni Jache Goda Desher Sanyasi Babuka Keshava Bratri Shishya Loka Prataraka. Prakashananda Saraswati said, yes, I have heard about him. He is a sannyasi from Bengal, and he is very sentimental. I have also heard that he belongs to the Bharati Sampradaya, because he's a disciple of Keshav Bharati. I have also heard that he belongs to the Bharati Sampradaya, for he is a disciple of Keshav Bharati. However, he is only a pretender. He's a Mayavadi sannyasi. He says, oh, Mahaprabhu is Babuka. He's just a sentimental pretender. Chaitanya Namatara Babuka Gana Loya Deshe Deshe Grame Grame Bahu Bule Nachaya. Chaitanya Namantara Babuka Kanaloya Deshe 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 Grame Grame Bulena Chaya. Prakashananda Saraswati continued, I know that his name is Chaitanya, and that he is accompanied by many sentimentalists. He's accompanied by many, like sentimentalist. What's another word? He's always surrounded by many fanatics. What's he saying? Prakashananda Saraswati continued, I know that his name is Chaitanya, and he is accompanied by many sentimentalists. His followers dance with him, and he tours from country to country and village to village. Jetare deke se Ishvar Kore Kohe Aiche Mohana Vidya J Deki Se Mohe. Whoever sees him accepts him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Since he has some mystic power by which he hypnotizes people, everyone who sees him becomes illusion. So they all think he's God because he hypnotizes them. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Pandita Prabhu Shuni Chaitanya Sange Hoila Pagal. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a very learned scholar, but I have heard that he also has become a madman due to his association with Sri Chaitanya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a very learned scholar, but I have heard that he has also become a madman due to his association with this Chaitanya. Everyone has become crazy by associating with him. Sannyasi Namamatra Maha Indrajali Kashipure Navikabe Tara Babu Babakali. This Chaitanya is a sannyasi in name only. Actually is a first-class magician. In any case, his sentimentalism cannot very much in demand here in Kashi. And he says, hey, okay, he hypnotizes people, he makes them think he's God, but he won't have much success here in Varanashi. People will see through him. Vedanta Shravana Korana Jaihatara Pita Ujkrin Kala Lokasange Dui Lokanasha. Do not go to see Chaitanya, just continue hearing Vedanta. If you associate with upstarts, then you will be lost in this world and in the next. So he says, there are people in Varanashi, they're more advanced. They won't be tricked by this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, this is what Prakashananda Saraswati says. Eta shuni se vipra mahaduka paila Krishna Krishna kohe tata hoite uti gela. When the Brahman heard Prakashananda Saraswati speak like this about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became very grief-stricken. Chanting the holy name of Krishna, he immediately left. So when the Brahmin who wanted to invite Mahaprabhu there heard this, he left. He didn't want to hear any more talk against Mahaprabhu. Prabhur darshane shuddha hoya chaitara man Prabhu age duke hoya kohe vivaran. The mind of the Brahmin was already purified by his seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He therefore went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and described what had taken place before the Mayavadi sannyasi Prakashananda. Shuni Mahaprabhu, let's see what this is. Shuni Mahaprabhu tabe ishan hasai hashila bhunarapi se vipra prabhure puchila. Hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mildly smiled. The Brahman then spoke again to the Lord. So Prakashananda, when the Brahman wanted to invite Mahaprabhu, and then Prakashananda said, this Mahaprabhu, this Chaitanya, he's a sannyasi in name only. But he's very sentimental, but people won't fall for his sentimentalism here. He's just surrounded by many fanatics who dance and chant. So then Prakashananda tells the Brahmin who wants to invite Mahaprabhu, do not go to see Chaitanya. Just continue hearing Vedanta. If you associate with upstarts, you will be lost in this world and in the next. When the Brahmin heard Prakashananda Saraswati speak like this about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became very much grief-stricken. Chanting the holy name of Krishna, he immediately left. Shuni Mahaprabhu tabi ishat hasila punarapi se vipra prabhure puchila. Hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mildly smiled. The Brahman then spoke again to the Lord. Tara age jabiyami tomar nama loyela seha tomara nama jane apane kohila. The Brahman said, as soon as I uttered your name before him, he immediately confirmed the fact that he knew your name. Tomara dosh kohite kore namera uchar Chaitanya Chaitanya kore kohe tinavar. While finding fault with you, he uttered your name 3 times, saying Chaitanya, Chaitanya, Chaitanya. But he wouldn't say Mahaprabhu's whole name. He wouldn't say Krishna Chaitanya. He just said, I know this Chaitanya. He just kept on referring to Mahaprabhu. Is this Chaitanya, Chaitanya, Chaitanya? Teen Bare Krishna Nama no Aila Taramuke Avagyate Nama Loya Shune Paiduke. Although he spoke your name 3 times, he did not utter the name Krishna. Because he uttered your name in contempt, I was very much aggrieved. So, and this is what before they said, that Chandrashekhar said, nobody ever hear, all they say is Maya and Brahman, and then he said, then this Brahman who went to see Prakashananda Saraswati said, all he said was Chaitanya, 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 and because he spoke about you in contempt, I didn't want to hear from him. But he never said the name Krishna. Iharakarana more kohe kripa kore nama toma deki muka mora bole Krishna Hari. Why could Prakashananda not utter the name Krishna and Hari? He chanted the name Chaitanya thrice. As far as I am concerned, simply by seeing you, I am moved to chant the holy name Krishna and Hari. So this Brahman says, I'm just by looking at you, I want to chant Krishna and Am. But this Prakashananda, he couldn't say Krishna's name. He kept on just referring to you as Chaitanya. Yes, I know this Chaitanya. This Chaitanya is a sentimentalist. People go to see this Chaitanya because they're hypnotized. But he didn't say the name Krishna. Why is that? Why could Prakashananda not utter the name Krishna and Hari? He chanted the name Chaitanya thrice. As far as I'm concerned, simply by seeing you, I am moved to chant the holy names Krishna and Hari. Prabhu kohe Mayavadi Krishna aparade Brahma Atma Chaitanya kohe Nirabadi. Mahaprabhu replied, the Mayavadi impersonalists are great offenders unto Lord Krishna. Therefore they simply utter the words Brahman, Atma, and Chaitanya. But they won't say Krishna because they're all offenders to Krishna. They can't say his name. Ateva taramuke na aishe Krishna nam Krishna nama Krishna swarup dvita saman. Because they are offenders unto Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is identical with his holy name, the holy name Krishna does not manifest in their mouths. Nama vigraha swarup tina ek rup tine veda nahe tina chidananda rup. The Lord's holy name, his form, and his personality are all one and the same. Krishna Nam, Krishna Lila, Krishna Guna, and Krishna Rupa. Krishna Nam, Rupa, Guna, Lila. These are all the same, identical to the Lord. The Lord's holy name, his form, and his personality are all one and the same. There's no difference between them. Since all of them are absolute, they are transcendently blissful. Deho dehir nama namir Krishna nahi ved jivar dharma nama deho swarupe vibed. There's no difference between Krishna's body and himself, or between his name and himself, but as far as the conditioned soul is concerned, one's name is different from one's body, from one's original form, and so on. So we are different than our name. We are not the same. But in the case of Krishna, his name, his form, his activities, lila and nam, guna, and his qualities, they're all transcendental. They're all non-different from Krishna. But the living entities like us, that's not true, just with Krishna. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purno Shuddho Nityamukto Vinatvam Namanamino. Now this is from the Padma Purana. It says this. It says, the holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benedictions, for it is Krishna himself, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete, and it is the form of all transcendental mellows or rasa. It is not a material name under any condition, and it is no less powerful than Krishna himself. Since Krishna's name is not contaminated by the material qualities, there is no question of its being involved with Maya. Krishna's name is always liberated and spiritual. It is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. This is because the name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical. So this verse is from the Padma Purana saying, Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purno Shuddho Nitya Mukto Vinatvam Namanamino. Krishna's name, Nama Chintamani Krishna. His name is completely spiritual, non-different from the Lord. Nama Chintamani Krishna. And Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. And it is a living, his name is living. Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto. It is always in the divine liberated condition, Vinatvam Namanamino. And that's because Krishna's name, rupa, form, guna, qualities, and lila, his activities, are non-different from him because Vinatvam Namanamino. There, the Lord is equal to his name, his qualities, his lila, his activities, and nam, guna, lila, rupa, his form. Ateva Krishna Nama Deho Vilas Prakritendriya Graya Nahe Hoy Swaprakash. The holy name of Krishna, his body and his pastimes, cannot be understood by the blunt material senses. They are manifested independently. Okay. Krishna Nama, Krishna Guna, Krishna Lila Brinda, Krishnera Sarupa Sama Sabhachidananda. Krishna's holy name, transcendental qualities, and transcendental pastimes are equal to Lord Krishna himself. They are all spiritual and full of bliss. Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhavid Grayam Indriyai Sevan Muke Ichivado Swayam Eva Svaratiyada. Therefore, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. When a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service by using his tongue to chant the Lord's holy name and taste the remnants of the Lord's food, the tongue is purified, and one gradually comes to understand who Krishna really is. Okay. Brahmanda hoite purnananda lila ras brahmagyani akarshiya kore atmabas. The mellows of Lord Krishna's pastimes, which are full of bliss, attract the jnani from the pleasure of Brahman realization and conquer him. So, even one who's situated on the Brahman platform, the platform of liberation, will still become can still become attracted by Krishna. And the Bhagavad Gita says that. Brahmabhuta prashanatma nashochati nakankshati samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate param. That even a person who is situated on the platform of liberation can still become attracted by Krishna. So the Mayavadis, they're offenders to Krishna. But even a person who's self-realized actually is attracted by Krishna. Only the Mayavadis are not being attracted because they're offenders to Krishna. Oh, here it says, Sva sukha nibritta chetas tad vyudastranya bhavopi ajita ruchira lila krishna sarastadiyam vyatanuta kripaya yastatva deepam puranam tam akila vidyagnam vyasa sunum natosmi. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the son of Vyasadeva, Sukadeva Goswami. It is he who defeats all inauspicious things within this universe. Although in the beginning he was absorbed in the happiness of Brahman realization and was living in a secluded place, giving up all other types of consciousness, he became attracted by the most melodious pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. He therefore mercifully spoke the supreme Purana known as Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the bright light of the absolute truth and which describes the activities of Lord Krishna. So Sukadeva Goswami was self-realized, but he became attracted by hearing about Krishna. So even though he was a self-realized person living alone, by hearing about Krishna, he became attracted. Sukadeva Goswami was born as Vedavyasa's son, but he spent 16 years in the womb, and then he left, and he didn't stay for anything. He came out of the womb and went to the forest.
He ran.
Huh?
He ran, right?
Well, he went. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Vedavyas taught some woodsmen, woodsmen who were living in the woods, cutting trees or whatever. He taught them some verses from the Srimad Bhagavatam. You say these, and when Sukadeva Goswami heard that, then he came back because he was attracted to hear about Krishna. But he was perfectly self-realized, but still he became attracted by Krishna. So the previous verse says Krishna is so attractive that even a person who is realized, who is self-realized, will still become attracted by Krishna. Brahmananda hoite purnananda Krishna guna ateva karshaye atmaramer mana. The transcendental qualities of Sri Krishna are completely blissful and relishable. Subsequently, Lord Krishna's qualities attract even the minds of self-realized persons from the bliss of self-realization. Atmaramas chamunayo nigranta piyarukrame kurvanti ahaitukim bhaktim itambuta gunohari. Those who are self-satisfied and unattracted by external material desires are all attracted to the loving service of Sri Krishna, whose qualities are transcendental and whose activities are wonderful. Hari, the personality of God, is called Krishna because he has such transcendentally attractive features. So he attracted Sukadeva Goswami, and now we'll hear how he attracted the 4 Kumaras, who were also self-realized. Esa Burahu Krishna Charana Sambande Atmaramer Mana Hare Tulasira Gande. Apart from the pastimes of Lord Krishna, when tulsi leaves are offered at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, even the aroma of the leaves attracts the minds of self-realized persons. Tasharabinda Nayanasya Padarabinda Kinjalka Mishra Tulasi Makaranda Vayu Antargata Sva Vivarena Chakaratesham Sankshobham Aksharajusham Apichitta Tanvo. When the breeze carrying the aroma of tulsi leaves and saffron from the lotus feet of the lotus-eyed personality of God had entered through the nostrils into the hearts of those sages, the Kumaras. They experienced a change in both body and mind, even though they were attracted to the impersonal Brahman understanding. So the Kumaras, they were sons of Brahma, and they were supposed to become Prajapatis, progenitors. But they didn't want that, so they just decided to stay as sages, and they always appeared to be like small children. And when they went to the Vaikuntha, then Jayan Vijay tried to stop them coming in, and they cursed them, and there was some commotion, and then Lord Vishnu came, and they could smell the tulsi leaves offered and sandalwood offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, and when it entered into their nostrils, it attracted them, and they experienced a change in their whole conception. Before they were impersonalists, but then they became attracted to Krishna. Ateva Krishna Nama Na Aishe Dharamukhe Mayavadi Gana Jate Mahabahirmukhe. Because the Mayavadis are great offenders and atheistic philosophers, the holy name of Krishna does not come from their mouths. Babakali Vechite Ami Ailana Kashipure Grahaka Nahin Na Vakaya Loya Jabagare. I've come here to sell my emotional ecstatic sentiments in this city of Kashi, but I cannot find any customers. If they are not sold, I must take them back home. So this Prakashananda Saraswati said, nobody here in Kashi is going to buy what Mahaprabhu is selling. We're not sentimentalists. Nobody will buy that. So then Mahaprabhu said, I have come here to sell my emotional, ecstatic sentiments in this city of Kashi, of Varanashi, but I cannot find any customers. If they are not sold, I must take them back home. Bari Boja Loya Ailana Kemone Loya Jab Alpa Svalpa Muya Paile Etai Vechiba. I brought a heavy load to sell in this city. To take it back again is a very difficult job. Therefore, if I get but a fraction of the price, I shall sell it here in this city of Kashi. Mahaprabhu is making a joke. He's saying, Prakashananda said, I won't find any buyers for what I'm selling here. So he said, but I have brought a heavy load here, and I can't just carry it back. So even though nobody has their actual price, which is surrender, if they give me even a fraction of the price, I'll sell them everything. So, Etta bole se vipre atma satakori prati uti matura chalila gorahari. After saying this, Mahaprabhu accepted the Brahman as his devotee. The next morning, rising very early, the Lord started for Mathura. So Mahaprabhu indicated that he will convert all these Mayavadi sannyasis, even though they don't have the price required to receive everything. If they give me even a fraction of the price, then I'll sell them everything. So Mahaprabhu is saying, Prakashananda is correct. Nobody surrendered, so they're not qualified. But I will give them everything, even though they are not paying the proper price. Sometimes a businessman, rather than not sell anything, he'll sell it at a fraction of the price. So, but Mahaprabhu goes to Mathura, and he will come back and convert all of them when he returns from Vrindaban. Right now he's going to Vrindaban, and when he comes back he will convert everyone. That's what he's saying. So, how are you?
Great, Maharashtriyan.
Will you be here for a little while?
No, I have to be going.
Okay. Seitin sange chale prabhu nishela durahoite tina jane gare pataila. When Mahaprabhu started for Mathura, all three devotees started to go with him, but the Lord forbade them to accompany him, and from a distance he asked them to return home. Prabhu Ravi Rahe Tine Katra Miliya Prabhu Guna Gana Kore Premimata Hoya. Feeling separation from the Lord, the three used to meet and glorify the holy qualities of the Lord. Thus they were absorbed in ecstatic love. So these three are Tapan Mishra and Chandrashekhar, and then that Brahman who became the Lord's devotee. Prayag Ashiya Prabhu Koila Beni Snan Madhavadekya Premi Koila Nrityagan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then went to Prayag, where he bathed at the confluence of the Ganges and the Jamuna. He then visited the temple of Beni Madhava and chanted and danced there in ecstatic love. So tomorrow I'll continue. Right now I'll finish here. You were late. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, now I have to... Okay, going to sing Hari Harai. Don't start it yet. Don't end it till we say the Jayam prayer. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Girirari Gopinatha Maranamo. Girirari Gopinatha Maranamo. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhatta Raguna. Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhatta Raguna. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Rasa Raguna. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Rasa Raguna. Hey Jai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan. Jao ete vignana shabista puran. Jao ete vignana shabista puran. Hey Jai Gosai Jar Mui Taradan. Hey Jai Gosai Jar Mui Taradan. Tasabar Pararenu Mora Panchagram. Tarer Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevan. Tarer Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevan. Janame Janame More Abhilan. Jai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilaban. Radha Krishna Nitya-lila Torila Prakash. Radha Krishna Nitya-lila Torila Prakash. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindaban. Shri Guru Vaishnava Parema Jayama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Varanga Gandharvika Giridhari Juki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashtatara Sarashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Tilat Nehru Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashtatara Sarashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Nirmawacharya Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashtatara Sarashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashtatara Sarashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai Namachara Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Prem Sigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasani Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai Srila Vrindaban Das Thakur Ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad Ki Jai Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Ki Jai Vishwavaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kushamashram Maharaj Ki Jai Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Navadip Dham Ki Jai Sri Mayapur Ki Jai Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai Saparshada Sriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai Sri Kuladvip Ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Ki Jai Sokel Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Sevashram Ki Jai Ganga Devi Ki Jai Tulasi Madharani Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Vrindaban Dham Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Sham Guna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju Ki Jai Shri Purushottam Madam Ki Jai Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Ju Ki Jai Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsingadev Ki Jai Bhakta Prabhata Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
To the Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj ki jai.